Tough game. I told the guys, whenever we've lost some games this year, but they've all, really fought their tails off to where they've been close, and even in the end, I was proud of them getting the game to 24-17, I think, and then, we end up not being able to get any closer than that. It's tough. You turn the ball over 5 times, and I think we had 6 sacks. Maybe more, y'all might know, but it's hard to win a game that way. And usually when that happens, kind of like last week, for us, the score ends up being what it was. And so we got to figure out, I told the guys, I said, it's my fault. We got to figure out what went wrong tonight, not point fingers at each other, but make sure we look in the mirror and take ownership and not blame anybody else, and get ready for the team that's leading the conference and is undefeated. And we will. The guys will come back tomorrow, and they'll be ready to go, and we'll be better. So I'll open up with questions.
Start with Justin in the second row.
Hey, Coach, what did you see on the deep ball in the end zone that was intercepted, that was ruled an interception on review?
Yeah, the only way that the offense gets that ball, if it's simultaneous, they said it wasn't a simultaneous possession. The corner ended up with the ball, ended up, fighting for the ball. I mean, JJ had it, and he ended up taking it away right there, and they're going to award it to the defense, so it ended up being a touchback, which I don't know what the score was right there at that point. I don't know, it was 31-17, and we could have got it to 31-24. Can't remember exactly what that score was, but it's a big play in the game. Really kind of all their turnovers were really big plays in the game.
Coach, I know you mentioned you were going to bring in all 3 quarterbacks or play them today. I know you had all 3. I guess what was the decision to play Tyler at the end, and what did you see out of him?
Really, when we got to that point, wanted to make sure, we walked out of there as healthy as we could, and then, we wanted to get him in the game. Once you get to that point where we gave up the pick 6, and, man, they really pinned their ears back, and there's a reason that they were picked, to win the conference, and how old they are up front. They're really good up front, and then they, when you're at that point to where they know you've got to throw the football, they did a good job of rushing.
Last one, in terms of what they were able to do defensively, did you feel like anything kind of confused the quarterbacks or anything like that in terms of what they saw or anything like that?
No, I do think they had a really good defensive game plan. I thought they did a good job. When you are that good in the front 7, you can do some different things in the back end, but not necessarily confused. I don't know. We missed some stuff tonight. We had some overthrows that we hadn't had. We had a couple drops early, and just never could get going in the first quarter. I think I came in at halftime, and I think we had the ball for like 7 minutes in the first half. And so, again, I was really proud of the guys of getting coming in 17-3, and then we got there where we made it a game, and then they ended up pulling away.
Put Lance over here on the left.
What are you frustrated most about tonight?
Yeah, the turnovers. You can't win football games. There's no way to win football games with 2 or 3 turnovers, much less 5. And, that's I've said it all year long. And, if you look at the games that we've lost, North Carolina, I think we turned the ball over 3 or 4 times. K-State, we turned the ball over 3 or 4 times. Tonight, we turned the ball over 5 times. You're just not going to win games when you're doing that. And so, again, whenever I talked to the guys, coming up here, I told them, I said, I'm going to look what I didn't do right, but we're going to challenge our coaches to figure out what we didn't, get across to everybody to execute better. And then, the guys have got to – it's easy to point fingers after a game like this and blame. And so we got to figure out what we did wrong and get better. But the frustration really is the turnovers.
Joey, how good was that true freshman running back, Richard Reese, number 29 for Baylor.
Oh, he's good. I don't know if I thought they did a good job. I thought their main play is a wide zone. I thought we did a good job in the first half of taking that away. They started running pin and pull. We didn't do a good job, fitting that up, adjusted in the second half, did a better job in the second half on that play. But, man, he's good. The one thing that he does, he's a one-cut guy, and he's very fast. He loves football. He's a really good kid, and he did it in high school, and he's doing it in college.
Coach, with Barron's 3 turnovers and kind of a game he'd like to forget quickly, how do you keep a young quarterback from maybe lingering on a game like this, or is that not to be really concerned with a guy like Barron?
Nah, it could be human nature, but at the end of the day, we're going to put this thing to bed tomorrow and get ready to play, next week. If it does linger, then, he won't be ready to go against TCU, and so we got to make sure that this is going to be y'all ask if it's a defining moment. It's going to be a defining moment of we believe in what's next and learn from this, but get better for next week.
Go up to Ariel at top.
Coach, earlier this week you mentioned that Baylor's offensive line is one of the best in the Big 12. What was your overall take on the way the defensive line played today?
Yeah, I thought we did some good things at different times. Again, we'll have to watch film. Whenever you have some of the bigger carries, it's usually we're not fitting it right. But, I thought our guys, especially early, we played good defense. We just, like, for instance, this is the most snaps that we've played on defense all year long. It was OSU, and tonight I think we played 89 snaps on defense. We haven't had to do that. Why does that happen? Because of the turnovers. When you ask me a question, I'm frustrated. Probably the most frustrated I am is that we had an incredible crowd in a night game here in Lubbock, and I didn't do a good job, I guess, of getting these. I didn't do a good job of getting these guys ready to play better in front of our crowd. It frustrates me because, it was a great atmosphere, and we missed the moment right there to be better.
Go back to Justin, then we'll go down to Don.
Coach, just kind of curious on, I believe it was the 4th down and short try with Donovan Smith. I believe it was an RPO. What went into putting him in there and then having him continue with the tempo after that, and it led to the interception?
Yeah, we wanted to, that was one thing that his package, we had some 4th downs. We had a couple things for him to run the ball, and then, options off of that, which that was one. And then we didn't, when we got the 1st down, when we put him in there, we didn't want to give them a chance. If you're going to be tempo, we didn't want to give them a chance to sub, and it's tough. He throws interception, but we turn around. He also threw a touchdown that was dropped. It's tough whenever you're sitting there. It's everything combined. It's never just one thing. It's a play call. It's execution. It's getting the ball out on time. It's all of that. And so it's nobody, just one person's fault. I thought he, did a good job whenever he was in there, and we'll continue doing that with him.
Go ahead, Don.
Joey, since people have some film now on Barron, did you feel like his struggles tonight were more so just being under pressure constantly, or were they also showing him looks maybe that were giving him trouble?
No, I think honestly, I've got to give credit to Baylor and their game plan. I thought they did a good job of pressuring whenever they needed to pressure. I thought they did a good job of dropping 7 and 8 whenever they needed to. I don't know if we were really juiced up. We missed some things early. We overthrew Nehemiah that would have been a touchdown going into the south end zone. I don't think it was necessarily being confused or anything like that. And really the pressures came late. I thought he did a good job early in the game of throwing the ball away. And, those guys did a good job. They had a couple of sacks where he was trying to scramble out of the pocket, and they just did a good job of tripping him up.
And now that you have all three guys and finally got to play all three guys, how do you sort through how to use them, which guy to start in Fort Worth next week, given that obviously you want your guy identified, I think, by Tuesday at practice?
Yeah, whoever's starting, we'll start out with the ones on Tuesday. You know, you go back and you look at the film and see the mistakes that we made and how we can correct them, and then you go into Tuesday off of that having a good feel of who the guy should be to go into that game. It's tough because they kind of all missed on some things, and it's tough for me right now without seeing the film to say who should be starting going into TCU. I know they'll come out to practice. We'll practice hard. We'll have a good game plan against those guys, and again, I think all three of them will play. But it won't be in any kind of rotation. It'll be more like, I feel like what we did with getting Donovan in there and having packages for him is what is more having a starter and then having things that those other guys can do well.
Can you kind of take us behind the scenes and let us know kind of what did Patrick do with your team this evening today?
He came in the locker room, and went around and told everybody good luck and shook their hands and made sure that they all met him, and he was great on the sideline. Man, just what a great guy for this university, and he was fired up to be back, and man, I'm happy for him, and it's a big deal what happened for him tonight, and really, really happy for him.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right.
Go to the back with Ariel.
Kosei, obviously not the outcome you guys wanted tonight, but what is something, I guess, positive you guys can take from this game and really just bring that into practice and get ready for TCU next week?
I would definitely say that we stuck together throughout the whole game, and that's huge for us. Hopefully this game is motivation for the rest of the season, and us staying together is a big key to us having success the rest of the year.
Go Carlos, second row.
Kosai, in terms of that cohesiveness, I guess where did you see it the most, and who were some players that were a little bit vocal to kind of make sure that you guys were kind of staying focused?
When bad things were happening, things that didn't necessarily go our way, we stayed together. Tyree, K1, Krishan, Merriweather, Rabbit, we were all trying to pull each other together, just saying what's next, stay together, let's just keep playing.
In terms of watching Baylor just in person now, I know Coach McGuire always says that that's kind of the team that y'all want to kind of strive to be since they're the champions and they've been a hard-nosed team. I guess what did y'all learn from playing against them and can take going forward?
I would say they play hard. It kind of seems like they have like a next man up mentality. So like if one person's down, the next person, it's the next man up system they got going. But they do play hard. I would say they're a pretty tough team.
Go with Chris on the front row.
We asked Coach McGuire about Richard Reese's performance, the running back for Baylor. What was it like seeing him on the field? He seemed like he was just darting through those holes, and just what was your perspective being on the field with a running back like that?
I think he's gonna be pretty good. I can't say that. I guess I didn't see it as much as you did, but he's definitely gonna be a good running back. He's young and he has a little bit of a motor.
Anybody else? Go down to Don and then Justin right behind him.
Because kind of following up on that, other teams have generally not been able to run the ball consistently on you guys at that much this year and really play keep away and just keep moving the chains down the field. From a scheme standpoint, what they were doing, but aside from just Reese being a good running back, from a scheme standpoint, what is it that makes that difficult to defend, difficult to stop?
A team that is very run heavy, they run a lot of different schemes, run schemes. So when one's not working, they go to the next. When the next one's not working, they go to the next. So when they have a lot of those in their bag, it's sometimes hard to adjust and fit to the different runs that they may have.
So y'all faced 89 plays against, or you're on 89 snaps. Was there any fatigue for y'all or anything like that?
I mean, sometimes I'm pretty sure we played around that against Oklahoma State too a few weeks ago. But no, we're gonna be fine. You do get tired sometimes, but it's never to points where you just can't play anymore.
Obviously, you got TCU up next. Can you take us in what that's going to take to do this?
It's just gonna take going back to practice on Tuesday, doing what we always do. We did get beat pretty bad today, but that shouldn't change our mindset. Our mindset is still to win, still have success, and stay together as a team. So.
All right, thanks, Coach. Todd.
Thank you.
Todd's obviously not the result y'all wanted, but what did you feel y'all figured out in that second half that allowed you to run the football a little bit more and kind of maybe got things going a little bit?
I say for myself, it's just going through my run reads, and then for the offensive line, getting more push. Just really in the second half, we actually found our running game, started it up, and just really just taking what they're giving us.
You mentioned obviously doesn't want the finger pointing to happen with a game like this, but I guess from your all's perspective, how do you kind of forget something like this and obviously learn and go forward?
Well, Coach McGuire preaches us is the 24 hours, so we're gonna take this 24 hours and take it deep in, look ourselves in the mirror, and say what things we can change, what things we can get better at, and then come practice on Monday and Tuesday and ready to work.
And obviously you guys saw 3 quarterbacks today. I guess what did you feel you all learned, or what do you feel the offense kind of looked like today with all 3 quarterbacks and some of the packages with Donovan and all that?
Just being simple. I feel like today we got away from not being simple. We try to go above and beyond, but I feel like we just got away from being simple and playing our game.
Can you just talk about that late hit in the third quarter, what happened and what happened after, I guess?
I guess really, I don't know, that number 4, I guess that was the number. He actually hit me late. It was like a play action pass with just me flicking out into the flats, and he hit me late. So I really don't know what describing that is. He's just a dirty player, I guess.
Is there anything that happened maybe near the sideline? It seemed like it kind of popped up really quickly.
No, I feel like it was just a bad play on them and just putting us in scoring range.
Anybody else? Is it? All right. Ariel.
I can just talk. Taj, for you personally, would you be one of the leaders in that locker room or two? How do you really regroup the guys from a leadership standpoint and get them ready for next week?
Just saying, being more vocal, just talking to the whole team, just about putting our head down and going to work on Monday and Tuesday and just regrouping. Because we each going to look each other in the mirror, things that we can change, and really just take in depth of this game and just hopefully not getting embarrassed like this.
All right, let's let Taj go then. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.